Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do this request for this tarot reading for MONSTA X member Kihyun. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. So I wanted to talk a bit about his energy. I was looking at his spirit chart and he could be like, because he is at the cusp of between Scorpio and Sagittarius, so there was this side where actually it like it mentioned both signs, to take into consideration because it's in its cups. But he does have Mercury and Venus in Scorpio, so there's a lot of Scorpio energy in him as well. So I will take him like a Scorpio sun with a moon in Pisces. His moon is in Pisces. So yes, very emotional, very in contact with his feelings. And I'm just starting to read for MONSTA X. I have read for the group. I believe I read for their dynamic with Wonho or Wono. I don't remember how it's pronounced. Sorry. I believe it's Wono. And then I think that I done an individual reading for another member, which I cannot remember right now. But I'm going to continue with him, with Kihyun. So let's see a bit about him. So the archetypes that he got is the archetype of victim, priest, and detective. So these cards definitely give me very Scorpio vibes. So he could potentially be a Scorpio. And with a lot of water in his birth chart as well. Starting off with the victim, definitely there's a sense of him actually feeling very emotional and affected by what happened in the group or all the instances that they are going through as a group. So definitely here in these cards is showing me his true colors, his emotions, that he doesn't hide the fact that sometimes he does feel a bit overwhelmed by how strong his emotions are, and that sometimes he feels powerless, like he doesn't have control about how much things are going to affect him. Probably he's very emotional and he could be very sensitive. So I think that sometimes he does feel like he just goes with the flow of whatever comes up, and this somehow make him feel like a victim of his circumstances. Which I think that probably there's something about this that he just doesn't feel comfortable, like seeing himself as a victim. I think that it probably is something that he tries to fight. But nevertheless, here with the other card, that is the priest, he is very wise. He is an old soul. He has a lot of a deep understanding of how the universe operates and why things happen the way they do, and why we have to go through different struggles in order to learn some lessons. I think that he is very philosophical at the same time. There's something about his view of the world and his view of what's going on that is very profound, and that probably he's very poetic at the same time. But sometimes I think that he does feel a bit lonely, in the sense that probably his perception of reality is very unique. So maybe he doesn't have like a lot of people to talk about this. He sometimes feels a bit uncomfortable with feeling so much. But here the priest card is telling me that he could potentially become a mentor of other people in the future. So that he shouldn't be feeling so down or feeling so bad for himself, because actually um, he can overcome this, and actually he has the ability to teach others. It's like he can transfer knowledge to others. So I believe that this is very important for him to take the role of the master or the role of the teacher, because the archetype of the priest is not, being a priest is not only about being good at giving speeches, and preaching and standing in front of the people and to say nice things, or trying to help them connect with faith. I think that the priest is also someone that cares for his community, for their community. So I think that in this case, he could potentially in the future be a good role model for other young artists out there if he really trusts his intuition and his and all his attributes and all everything that he had learned through these years. I believe that he will be like a good guide for others. And then we have the card of detective. So yes, I think that he definitely, with the archetype of the detective, definitely he does spend a lot of time like getting to know himself. Probably he does some soul searching. He probably is very curious about why people behave the way they do. Probably he's very interested into psychology. He could also be interested in astrology as well. Every little knowledge that can actually like help him understand why things happen the way they do. I think that there's a huge hunger for knowledge here. He wants to know about life. He wants to investigate. He wants to get involved in the process of accumulating information. So, and he does have a good memory. So I think that also being a detective archetype, it means that you can see through people, and this is very Scorpio. Probably he's really good at analyzing a situation or a person, and being able to see beyond that person's words or actions. So he could potentially like detect if you are lying to him, or if you are like trying to I don't know, like scam him, or trying to like like take advantage of his trust or something like that. This is why he's so private sometimes, because I think that this archetype of the detective, I believe that this is something that he had been cultivating for quite a while, to be a detective in his life, because somehow he feels like he needs to be aware of who is who. I always, sometimes when I read for certain idols, I always get this message about them being able to open up their eyes about these people around them, and I don't think that it's just like the K-pop industry. I think that is the group of people in general, and especially when it's a group of people that it involves, like power dynamics, and there's money involved, so it's like I think that this detective in him actually is like some kind of like protection, a defense mechanism that he has, because I believe that he had seen some people being really shady uh, and not apologizing or not being facing their consequences, so he doesn't want to be fooled by any of these people. He doesn't want to get away, he doesn't want bad people to get away with things. And I think when I say this, I get this very strong feeling of that he probably had witnessed a lot of moments of unfairness, of very unfair treatment. So probably, I wouldn't say it had happened to him directly, but probably he was in presence of this kind of very manipulative person or people. So I think that he knows that he needs to be on guard, that he needs to be um, very on this alert mode. He needs to be with his eyes wide open about everything, especially about business. So I think that this is good, actually, because if there's something in his body or there's something in his soul that he's like, I don't like this. Maybe since he has all these intuitive elements in himself, I think that he could potentially be very close to the truth. So I think that he should follow his instincts and do whatever he considers the best for him to defend himself. So let's go with the tarot cards that he got. He got the Eight of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Sun in reverse, Seven of Cups, the Empress, the Fool card, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the World. So yes, starting off with the Eight of Swords and the Four of Cups, definitely he right now is going through a moment of feeling really apathic, feeling a lot of apathy about what's happening around him. Probably it's not that he's having neither a good time nor a bad time. I think that he's just indifferent to what's going on around him. Somehow he is not, it's not that he's not enjoying like whatever is happening around him. It's like he's also having these instances where he daydreams a lot, or probably where he evades himself a lot from whatever is happening in the present moment. Probably if he's participating in a meeting or something like that, and everyone is talking, and he's like, oh, yes, yes, like nodding and everything, but actually his mind is elsewhere. And this is very Moon in Pisces, to be able to evade yourself from reality and to actually be able to daydream with your eyes open. And actually, I think that I hope that it's just daydreaming. I hope that this need for evasion doesn't include any kind of, like other elements that can actually assist him in the process of evading of reality. Some Moon in Pisces or some very strong Neptune and Pisces elements sometimes they tend to do this a lot. They tend to want to avoid reality because there's something about it that it doesn't seem real anymore, or it doesn't just like feel his soul anymore. So he's just like a bit bored. I think that there's a bit of boredom here, and there's like this period of waiting that it seems like it never ends. So probably he's also a bit bored, and finds everything around him a bit meaningless. Like it doesn't make a difference in his life. So he's like looking at the pretty clouds in the sky, and he's like, okay, I'm going to go very far away in my dreams, or I'm going to just daydream because the reality sucks, something like that. So I don't know what Monster X is doing currently. I don't know if they are working on something. I do not know much, but I know that he's just waiting for this period to be over, and it seems like if they are waiting for some kind of resolution or something like that, it seems like everything is going really slow. And then we have the Empress, the full card, and the Ten of Pentacles. So here it's when things get interesting, actually. I believe that it's probably 3 months from now. It's like he's going to start like connecting with his creativity and probably be releasing something new, or actually being like starting like a new project that is going to be very risky for him, but actually is going to give him a lot of positive results that has to do with finances, with his financial situation. I think that he definitely wants to be productive. He's someone that I believe that his energy is a bit like contradictory, in the sense that he can go through periods where actually he can be a bit lazy, and then he goes through periods when he is really connected with creativity, he becomes really energetic all of a sudden. So there's like a lot of duality in his persona. I can sense it, but he will be really excited about it. So I don't know if he will be working on some solo project, or it means that it's just him. But since the final card of this line, of this row, is the Ten of Pentacles, I think that it has to do is work with others. So I don't know if maybe Monster X will release something, or they are waiting for someone to actually give like a confirmation that actually this project is going to be released, and he will be really excited. It's like he will be like, finally, like, this is our moment to shine. This is the moment that I can connect with creativity and we can be ourselves. So I think, and also think that it's going to be very prosperous and very abundant, and this prosperity will be shared with others. This is what I see. I don't remember exactly what company they are from, but it seems like they are going to also give a lot of prosperity to the company as well. So it's really nice. And then we have like the Ten of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the World card. So despite of the success and despite of everything that he is really looking forward to gain, I think that he is a bit tired. He is a bit tired of like putting up with something. Like there's a kind of baggage, there's a kind of weight on his shoulder. And I think that this has to do about the things that were unsaid. There's something about communication, there's something about the power of words that I think that he had been carrying with himself, this sort of like feeling a bit frustrated and exhausted and a bit drained, because it's really hard for him to actually speak about what's really troubling him, what's really going on with him in a very deep level. This is why I believe that sometimes he does evade, or he does intend to avoid reality, because there's something that he needs to get out of his chest, and I don't know what is it, but it seems like it's a very heavy burden for him. And then with the World card, the last card is here, the World card. The World card, it's a card that indicates a new cycle, like the ending of an old cycle and the beginning of a new one. So probably what he needs to get out of his chest is that he wants a new beginning. He doesn't want to do things the way it had been done before. He wants something different. He wants things to be different this time. So I don't know what situation he's referring to, but it seems like for him it's really important to be able to speak about it. And actually I think that this is something that he had kept for a while. But he seems to fear other people's rejectment or other people's like discrimination or something like that. But I believe that it's just his. It's like an inner struggle of his. There's something that happened to him that he had been like dealing with this inside for a long time, and he's like, okay, I need to talk about this because I really need to open communication here. And I think that he would do it in this when they are in this period of celebration, and when they are in this period of winning something, of a very prosperous season or a very prosperous atmosphere. I think that he will take the courage and talk about this. But I'm not sure what is it. I just know that for him it will be really important, and this will guide him, and this will lead him to actually being able to start over, to just leave things behind, leave the past burdens in the past where they belong, and start anew. I think he wants so badly to start anew. He doesn't want to repeat the same recipe or the same. He doesn't want to do the things the same, and I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know, but he just wants like something new to erupt in his life, because there's like a bit of coldness inside of him. He's a really sweet guy. He's really sweet. He's really loving, but at the same time there are some things probably about work, about routine, about monotony, about this pandemic and everything that has happened. It seems like he had been dealing with a lot of pressure, or probably there are like moments where he just wants to get away from it all. He just wants things to be different. He wants to find some kind of inspiration. He wants to feel the thrill of creating something new. So I don't know what is it, but probably it's very deep. It's a very personal matter. This is why I cannot see here what it is. But it seems like he will speak about it, or he will start a communication, and this will guide him to be able to close an old chapter and start anew without carrying things from his past. He will be able to let go of some burdens. He will travel lighter. So yes, guys, this is all I have for him. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please, and you are a fan of him, or you are the person that recommended me this reading, I would appreciate some feedback, because since I do not know much about him, I would love to know a bit if I'm right or wrong in your perception about this that I read for him. So thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.